Okay, hello again everyone and good morning. We're going to finish up our factoring. Now keep in mind, there certainly is more factoring than what I'm showing you, but considering the circumstances, I think it's pretty good. So as long as you're learning this, you should be in good shape. So copy this one down. And then copy down the next one. And before I show you your work, let me go ahead and explain these to you again. Okay, and there's two more we're going to do before we wrap this up. All right, so look up here, number 1 and number 2. Okay, and this is completing our factoring lesson. And there's a sign chart that you need to memorize. So if you can't write this with your eyes closed, or at least cover them up, you have to be able to write them. So a positive and a positive will be two positives. A negative and a positive will be two negatives. Anything else, like a plus and a minus, okay, and that's not the same thing as a minus and plus, okay? Or two minuses. If it's one of these, it's going to be a plus and a minus. If the signs are the same, like these two or those two, you would add to get the middle term. Here you would subtract to get the middle term. And that's real important that you understand that, because that will help you with your factoring. So you take the 24 and you start breaking it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. 7, 8. Okay. Now here you have a plus and a minus. So according to the chart, a plus and a minus is not that one. See, that's a minus and a plus. Excuse me, a plus and a minus is this one. It means you're going to be subtracting to get that middle term of 2. So it's 1 times 24. Well, when you subtract this, you get 23. 24 minus 1 is 23. We don't want 23. We could make up a new one if we put 23 here. 2 times 12, that's not going to do it. 3 times 8, well, 3 and 8, that gives you 5. 8 minus 3, we don't want that. It's close. And then 4 times 6. That's it right there. That's going to subtract 6 minus 4 to give me that middle term. So your answer is going to be x4 and x6. I want the smaller number first. It really doesn't matter, but I do want the smaller number first and make this a little bit bigger. All right, so at this point, the middle term is a plus. So we want the plus with the bigger number. If it was a minus, I'd put the minus with the bigger number. Last thing you do before you go on is check the outer and the inner. The outer is a positive 6x. The inner is a negative 4x. And that gives me a positive 2x. And that's what I want right here. So this is good. Now look, again, I want to see all this work. I do want to see you check the outer and the inner. Okay? Even if you just draw the lines and check it in your head. Actually, I'd like you to write it down. Okay, some of you do really, really good work, but I want everybody to do it. All right, watch the next one. A negative and a positive is this one. A negative and then a positive is two negatives. So we can put those in there since they're both the same. And remember, if they're the same, you're going to be adding to get the middle term. This one we had to subtract. So that chart, you have to be able to write it down and memorize it, okay? So again, this one has a 24. We're trying to subtract to get 4. Well, let me see which one does that. I don't see it quite yet. Okay, this gives me 5, this gives me 2. 5 times something doesn't work. 6 times 4 is 24, but that subtracts. 8 and 3, we already have 8 and 3 combination there. It doesn't look like anything's going to work. Okay, so here's 24. We're trying to add. All right, let me take that back. We're trying to add to get 4. Let's see if something else. Yeah, I don't see anything because that's too big. That's 25. Yeah, that's 24. Yeah, that's 11. That's 10. I think everything else repeats. So since there's nothing that's going to add to give me that 4, you're going to have to say prime. You should always look for the greatest common factor, like we did yesterday, before you even start. Okay? Anyway, That's what I'm going to say. There's nothing that's going to add to give me a 4. So I'm going to say none. Okay, and that's how you do that. And let's go to the last two. So number 1, we're going to say part 2, and number 2. So 7x squared plus 53x plus 28. Now this is going to be a humdinger here. So let me grab the calculator. Okay, wherever it is. Hold on 1 second. Okay, I'm back. So here's how you do this. Remember, when the front number here is bigger than 1, like all of these have a 1. But when the coefficient is bigger than 1, you got to multiply these two, and then you got to start breaking it down. So watch carefully. You're going to take 7 times 28 and press equals. So we get 196. So put 196 here, and I want to see that work, okay? Now, we have 2 pluses, which means you're going to be adding to get that middle term, okay? So let's break this down and see if we can't get 53. A positive and a positive should be 2 positives, okay? So can't be anything else. That's got to be 2 positives. We know it's x. We know it's x, okay? All right, so let's break this down. Let's see that. So here, we're going to have 1 times 196, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then more if we need it. So 196 divided by 2, that's going to give me 98. I don't know if 3 works. That's 15, 16. I don't think it does. 196 divided by 3, it doesn't work. 196 divided by 4 gives me 49. Now, when you add that up, you get 53. See, 49 plus 4 is 53. So these are the ones I want. So we're going to write that twice, okay? So I got to scratch out this number 2 for a second here. So we're going to replace that 53 with both of these. So put 7x squared plus 4x plus 49x plus 28. Okay? And again, this is a substitute in place of that 53. And that's how you do this. We're going to do group factoring. Here, all they have in common is an x. Excuse me, so take an x out. So that's what you get. This one, you're going to put a plus. Now you see how this is a 7? Okay, so there must be a 7 inside of here, because remember, this part has to be the same as this. Okay, so 7 times 7 and 7 times 4. So we're going to take out the 7, because that's what they have in common. So take out the 7, you're left with 7x plus 4, which is what we have here. And now this term, big term, and this term had a 7x plus 4. So you take that out, and you're left with x plus 7. And that's it. And that's how you do that. Okay. Again, I want to see the work. Okay. Some of you are doing it on worksheets, and you just put in answers. Can't give you credit on that. I got to see all of this stuff. Okay. I got to see what you're thinking. Let's go to number 2. I thought that one was going to be a hard one, but it wasn't. So copy this one down. Last one I'm going to do. Then I'll give you your work. Copy that down. All right, again, this is bigger than 1, so you're going to take 5 times 9, which is 45. And then you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, blah, blah, blah. So 1 times 45. 2 doesn't work. 3 does work. I don't know what it is. So 45 divided by 3 equals 15. All right, let's look before I get any further. We're trying to get an 18. We have a negative and a positive. According to the chart, a negative and a positive is going to give you 2 negatives, which means you're going to add. So we're looking for something that adds to give you 18. It's right here. So we're going to scratch out the 18 and put the 3 and the 15 as a substitute. So put 5x squared minus 3x plus 15x. All right, now let me think about this a second. We actually want them both to be negative. Okay? Because we want a negative 18. So it should be minus 15x plus 9. Okay? Again, you want a negative 18x, so they both have to be negatives. Okay? A negative and a positive yields 2 negatives. And if you add up negative 15 and negative 3, you get negative 18. All right, we're on the right track. So here, you're going to take an x out. So you're left with 5x minus 3, greatest common factor. Here, it's a negative in the middle, so you have to take out a negative. They have a 3. 3 times 5 and 3 times 3. So we're going to take out a 3 here. Okay, so take out a 3. So you're going to be left with the same thing. So put 5x minus 3. Check it. Negative 3 times positive 5 is a negative 15. Negative times a negative is a positive. This works. Now this term and this term have a 5x minus 3. Take that out. And then you're left with x minus 3. And that should work. Let's just check the middle term. So that gives me a negative 15 and a negative 3. And that adds up to negative 18. We're good. Okay? That's it. And that's what I want you to do. Here's your assignment for today. If you don't know what you're doing, rework the ones that I just gave you. Copy these down and leave a space. Okay? And then here's the last part right here. So you can pause the video. Have a good day. And your test is going to be tomorrow. All right. Have a good day. And again, I don't care if you get someone to help you. I don't care if you use your notes. But I do want you to learn, okay? And show me work and name, date, and period, or I cannot grade it if you email it to me. If you want to email it to me, you can. speed@bcsb.org. That's fine. Okay? Might take me a little longer to grade. But other than that, take a nice picture. Make sure the picture is clear, and make sure you have an answer column when you do the test, okay? If I can't read it, I can't grade it. All right, well, that's it. Have a good morning.